Hey everyone, today I wanted to talk about the hidden trade-off of quality versus privacy in real-world GenAI systems. Let's start with a bold truth. The highest quality GenAI systems today are the ones that watch everything. Now we don't talk about this enough, but it's at the core of the real-world performance gap between enterprise AI systems and those that feel magic. If you've ever wondered why models like ChatGPT seem smarter than your internal chatbot or enterprise model, it's not always because of better architecture. It's because of data and how it's logged, used, and learned from. Today, I want to break down a quiet trade-off that every organization faces when deploying GenAI, the trade-off between quality and performance and privacy and security. So here's the real-world setup. Enterprise teams want to deploy GenAI. Legal says we can't store customer chats. Security says we can't log prompts or completions. Privacy says we cannot retain usage data. And then business says, why does this thing give such inconsistent answers? Now you're stuck in a loop. You've cut off the system's memory, removed its ability to learn, and stripped away any chance of root cause debugging. But you still expect it to perform like ChatGPT or Gemini or Claude. It won't. This is not a model problem, this is an instrumentation problem. And it's one of the biggest blind spots in enterprise GenAI adoption today. So let's talk about why logging. Yes, just logging is the secret ingredient to high quality LLM responses. OpenAI, Anthropic, and Google all log the full prompt, the context window, user feedback, thumbs up and down, regeneration, model outputs, timing, system metadata, and most critically, follow-up behavior. When you log all of this, a few powerful things happen. Failure analysis becomes possible. If the model gave a bad answer, you can trace it back and retrain, fine-tune, or augment context. Personalization improves. With prompt histories, you can start building adaptive change and agent memory. Guardrails evolve. You can detect risky responses and improve filters dynamically. And insights scale. You can mine real usage data to improve prompt engineering and instruction tuning. Take that away, turn off logging, and you lose all of it. The model starts to feel brittle, dumb, and unpredictable. Now let's flip the lens. You want to protect sensitive data. That's the right instinct. But the way most teams implement this is by turning off all telemetry. No prompt logging, no output tracking, no usage feedback. Here's what happens. You can't tell if responses are improving or degrading. You can't diagnose hallucinations or bias drift. You can't test the impact of system prompts or instructions. And you lose the ability to fix things fast. This is exactly what I call AI in the dark. It might be safe, but it's blind. Let me say this clearly. There is no model smart enough to consistently perform well without context, history, or feedback. So the quality drop is not just expected, it's guaranteed. So let's look at a real-world example side by side. System A logs full prompts and outputs, tags user feedback, runs weekly prompt analysis, improves prompts and system behavior monthly. System B doesn't log prompts due to privacy concerns, doesn't store completions, no prompt response memory. Even if both use the same exact model, say GPT-4, the perceived quality of System A will consistently outperform System B. Why? Because System A is a learning system, System B is a static tool. Now, scale that to hundreds of workflows, thousands of users across weeks and months of operation, and the gap becomes exponential. So there's a strategic trade-off, and here's the core tension. If you maximize privacy and security by cutting off telemetry, you limit the model's intelligence and improvement loop. But that doesn't mean we're stuck. You can have both with the right strategy. Here's what I recommend for enterprise teams. Number one, redact, don't suppress. So strip out the PII, but keep the rest of the prompt. Use structured masking, not total logging shutdown. Number two, log at the metadata level. Even if you can't log content, log the prompt length, token usage, error codes, user feedback. All of this gives you the visibility without violating privacy. Number three, use synthetic test data. Benchmark quality regularly with safe, known test sets. Number four, train on opt-in sessions. So build data sets from approved use cases or internal sandbox use, or get the user's consent for logging their information and then use that to create that real world data set that you can use to measure your quality. Number 5, deploy on a tiered trust model. So allow deeper instrumentation for internal users or partners and then stricter constraints for external ones. This is where real system design expertise comes in, because in GenAI, instrumentation is as strategic as model choice. And people who've been doing this for decades will recognize that this is no different than how machine learning systems have been done over the last 15, 20 years. You have to log what the input is and what the output is, and that's how you improve the system. So how do leading teams, what do they do differently? So leading AI native teams know this already. They've been doing this for a long time. They treat logging, observability, and privacy as co-optimized, not mutually exclusive. So what sets them apart? They invest in prompt analytics platforms. They have logging pipelines that run through redaction engines. They use feedback loops to drive prompt engineering and agent tuning. They assign product owners to prompt chains like real code. And it's no surprise, they are the ones that, with the models that just work more of the time. So here's my message to every CPG, healthcare, finance, or manufacturing leader deploying GenAI. If you want your model to feel intelligent, you have to let it learn. And to let it learn, you have to let it observe. Privacy is critical, but blind systems don't build trust, they erode it. So design for intelligence, instrument for insight, and balance safety with systems that ship smarter every week. That's how you make GenAI real. That's how you make AI that ships.